The Rainwater Killer, Episode 2, written by Michael Pennington and voiced by Michael Pennington. I spent most of my second day in New York working with officers at the New York City Police Department. I needed to know exactly what they had on our perp. Turns out we had nothing. No fingerprints on the deceased body, no tracks, no foreign blood that didn't belong to anybody aside from the two victims. It appears the rain had swept away any potential evidence. Around 4 p.m., I came back to my hotel to call it a night, but planned on going out later to the area of the two killings. But just as I had taken off my jacket, my cell phone rang. It was a detective from Poto, Oklahoma. We had sent out a police bulletin to over 50% of the southern states to see if this particular agenda might fit anything that had been going on over there, that is with the rainwater and the vials and, of course, an MO for our murders. I answered the call. "This Frank? Detective Allen?" Yeah, that's me. How can I help you?" "My name is Detective Jason Engel with the Special Crimes Unit here in Poto. We got your email and I think we may be able to help you." "Okay, what you got?" "We have a vial of rainwater that was sent to us a few days after a murder we're working, about 8 miles down the road in the Kaimishi Mountains." "Let me guess. No return address," I said. "You got it." "Can you email me that case file on that murder? What's the lowdown on that?" "Oh, we got a husband and wife. They went camping in the mountains up here. Husband was abducted and killed while in the presence of his wife. That's still somehow unclear. We don't know much about that yet. She's still kind of not there as far as, she's pretty much insane right now, but she's starting to calm down, and we're still in questioning with her and still trying to see what we can get out of her. But she was attacked too, and she managed to live. Somehow this guy, it was like a game to him. He seemed to let her go through the woods this night, and he hit her on the back of the head, but he let her live. We don't have any reason to believe that he couldn't have killed her. He seemed to hunt her." "I think we have your man up here in New York," I said. "Same M.O. I don't know about all the stalking stuff, but of course this is the city up here. He travels fast. Of course you've got our email and you read all that. Hey, can you send me that vial? We're going to need that. We're leading the investigation now." "Sure can. I'll get it out to you today. Priority mail." "Thanks, Detective. I appreciate it." I hung up and I started to realize that our man had an agenda, and it was sending these rain vials in the mail to police around the areas he was operating in after his cowardly murders. I found myself angered at this individual, and I didn't really usually let emotion come in play when it come to my detective work or my police work in all my years, but this case was starting to get under my skin. The photos had hit my heart deep. The way they died, they may have possibly suffered from before passing, and that's what we're starting to think right now, and I don't want to see anybody suffer. Murders alone are bad enough, and I have a hard time dealing with that, and maybe that's why I'm so good at solving the crimes I've solved with my track record. But now I have a woman in Oklahoma without a husband, and what appeared to be 100% tied to the same perp to this case in New York. I would go on to later speak with police in Poto numerous times, and they too, like us, had nothing to go on. No DNA. 3 people have died, and we seem to have a ghost phantom as the culprit. Except phantoms don't send mail. Well, around 5 p.m., I got a call from Lutz. "Hey, John, we have a letter." "A letter?" I asked. "It's addressed to the police department. Same handwriting. No return address." "I'm on my way." Frustrated how long it took me to get to point A to point B in all this traffic, I finally reached the station and wasted no time getting to this letter. Lutz hadn't even opened it. I sat down in front of his desk. Lutz was a husky, 55-year-old sheriff with gray and thin hair. He was well loved by his fellow New Yorkers, and I'd already started to like him thus far into my stay. I gave him a faint grin and opened the letter. He looked like a kid at a candy store, anxious to see what was inside. I began to read. Hello, officers. Allow me to take this time to introduce myself. From here out, you will call me the Rainwater Killer. You may be asking yourself why I do the things I do, like making you, as law enforcement, look silly and killing people at will. I will only tell you so much right now. I have a lot of issues. I believe I am crazy. I am a rabid animal in every sense of the word, dressed over in human flesh. You cannot stop me, for I am unstoppable. I will not allow you to prevent me from feeding my needs, like stealing others' lives in the most vicious ways I can. I promise to only kill when it rains. Good thing we are in New York, huh? I cannot help what I do. Have fun trying to catch me. And keep an eye out on the weather. I hear it's going to rain tomorrow in Manhattan. I tossed the envelope on the desk and looked at Lutz. He was stunned. And I needed to get some fresh air. I was a little bit heated. Mr. Rainman says he can't be stopped, I said, standing before walking out. Well, he's barking up the wrong fucking tree with me.